you may have heard about Parfums de Marly, Delina or Leighton, but there's a new signature scent that I want to tell you about today. Valaya is definitely an ultra feminine scent, although I have smelt it on some men in the office and thought it actually smelled quite masculine. I feel the way that the perfume is created, it kind of blends to your skin and it makes you smell better, which when I talk about the story more, you'll understand. What I love, firstly, about every Parfums de Marly fragrance is just how grand the unboxing experience is. So you take off the lid, if you look at the back, you've got a lovely story about the history. And sneaky peeky, if you scan the QR code, you can also learn more. It's almost like a little throne that they sit on, which I find really special. The signature sort of tassel on every fragrance. You've got your Swarovski detail on the bottle as well with the Parfums de Marly logos. On every feminine bottle, you'll see the sort of female silhouette with the almost like antique framing, which I find really beautiful and so iconic to Parfums de Marly. So this is Parfums de Marly Valaya, which is also known as, I believe, a female god of strength and passion, and she's a bit of a warrior, which is quite ironic really, because when you learn about the softness of this scent and what it's meant to portray, they're complete opposites. This is all about less is more and strength being feminine, so there's definitely a story there to be told. In terms of the note structure and the fragrance itself, it's actually inspired by the softness of cotton and how that sits on your skin and feels. So from that you can imagine very gentle, simplistic, less is more, really comforting. But strangely, it's not boring or, what's the right word, or simple. It's actually quite complex and clever the way it warms to your skin and almost creates this aura around you, which I personally think is down to the fact that Quentin Biche is the perfumer. As every other fragrance I know that he makes, you kind of have that circular structure rather than triangle. I've been lucky enough to smell this a few times. It's a very warm, comforting, soft, skin-like fragrance. If you like Shiseido Everbloom or sort of creamy floral fragrances, you're gonna love this. It's a brand new female pillar for Parfums de Marly. Last year, or 2022, we had Oriana, and now we've got this one to enjoy. Valaya is really different to Delina and Oriana. It's got the femininity of Delina, but it's also got the creaminess from Oriana. But it's pared back ever so slightly, which I think comes from the freshness, crispiness of bergamot, and then you've got the mandarin oil splashing, it's kind of sharp, cutting through that feminine, ultra rosy floral, which I prefer personally. If you're a fan of either fragrances, you'll definitely love this. However, if you're not a fan of either Oriana or Delina, this will be the one. This will be your feminine perfume from Parfums de Marly. Some fragrances can make you feel really energized, some fragrances can make you feel happy. It's very subjective, but if I had to pick one feeling that this gives me, it's sexy. As much as I hate that word, the softness of it and sort of the understated smell, I don't feel like anyone would guess what I was wearing if I wore this, but just knew I smelled amazing, and that's really important to me. In terms of where you'd wear it, all year round, day and evening. I understand that these are very precious fragrances and people do keep them for best, so they definitely work well in the evening. You're not wasting any money, but this is one for all year round. Longevity, I've sprayed it and walked in the office and left in the evening, so maybe 9 till 6, and people have still smelt it on me. I can smell it when I get back into my car, so it definitely fills a room. This is recyclable as long as you separate, and as long as you separate all of the bits and bobs, you can recycle this and the glass separately. I would want to keep this though, just for the crystal and the tassel personally. This just gave me another hint then of potentially Lovados and Nina Ricci. It's got that fresh crispiness.